Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Star Ladder iLeague Star Series Season 3. We're going to be taking a look at our first match of the day. It's Cloud9 facing off against Finem. I'm Lyrical. Going to be joined as well by Trent. Trent Pax, it's been a little bit of a crazy one throughout our entire time casting these EU qualifiers, and I expect that this might be one of the better games that we get to watch. How are you feeling today?
Oh, fabulous, my friend there. We got three great matchups. Looking forward to them all. And yeah, we've now finished 3 full days. And it's a group stage again. There's no playoffs or anything, so every single game counts. So some of these teams getting down. I think Liquid only has like 3 games left. And yeah, a lot of the better matchups, as you said, they've happened right now. You know, you've played a lot of the best teams that are in your pool. So today's your really last day, like going up against Secret for Liquid. I feel like it's going to be one of those really important ones for them to just really make sure they can nail out a nice stage here. They're sitting at 2 full wins, 2 ties. Solid opener, but you really can't drop anymore, I feel like. It's only 2 spots, and there's no redemption.
Yeah.
So looking forward to everyone bringing out their best strategies here today. And well, would you look at that? We talk about this whole idea of like maybe the necro, you know, the meta evolving a little bit, moving past Shadow Demon Luna, moving perhaps past some of these Lone Druid and Embers and things like that. They're all still there, but we've now taken out our Necrophos. All right, so that's gone. We don't have to worry about that. That was pretty frustrating yesterday. Madara looked pretty damn good on that too.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Lots of OP heroes remaining here.
Yeah, well, and, you know, we have seen, I feel like this might be the IO Underlord time. Yeah, I was looking at the drafts right beforehand, and any time they had second pick and neither of these heroes were banned, they always took it for Finem. They just love this combo.
Yeah, not the craziest thing, I suppose, here. And then similarly, Slider and the Timbersaw being the counter to both IO and Underlord. So things, I'm sure both teams are relatively happy with it. They just got here.
Yeah. That Timbersaw pick was really quick. It feels like Cloud9, might have done their research and realized exactly what it was that Finem wanted to go, so they opted to give them this combination that Finem do take every time. So it makes me think that maybe they have sort of an answer to it already prepackaged and a way that they want to deal with it. Is there anything that you kind of like to deal with these types of super mobile heroes, like either a play style or other particular heroes outside of just Slardar and Timbersaw?
For sure. We saw Finem do this, as you'd mentioned, up against Horde. They did 2 games straight. Horde went with their classic IO counter of just Disruptor and Sanking, where it's just perfect for that IO +1 little situation. I do think Disruptor is still pretty valuable. Maybe not the best roaming duo with a Slider, though. You generally want maybe one of those setup heroes to help out, but I feel like you'll probably still take it, honestly, against IO Underlord. But other heroes you might look for, we already have the Timbersaw to burst down the IO. You might look for more heroes that can be more focused around magic or pure damage, or just balanced in a way that atrophy aura is not going to totally annihilate your squad. As we see one of our more obnoxious Baby Knight heroes taken away, but his sniper remains.
Yeah. Well, and Lone Druid's still in the pool, as you talked about earlier as well. So that also poses a couple of questions about how this, next second round is going to go. I feel like Cloud9 could just take, I don't know, what do you value more? Do you think that it's worth it to try and run the Lone Druid for Cloud9?
The Lone Druid, it is nice synergy with the Slider. You'd probably have to be running in the mid lane. You probably have to wait. I guess you have. Oh wait, they do not have last pick. They're those arrows. They always get me.
Oh yeah.
So I have them up the last pick. So perhaps, but for now, just trying to figure out what their position 5 will be before they fully get deep into this one.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, and Finem likewise wanting to take advantage of this IO Underlord combination, maybe give them somebody with a little bit more lockdown out of their position 5 hero. They could take the Disruptor themselves. I wouldn't hate that too much either.
Yeah, would be the absolute worst against like Slider, Timber. Witch Doctor is okay against like Diving Slider. If Cloud9 were to go back towards that Darkseer for Hesta Joe and just give either Ace or Baby Knight the Timber, we did see Ace play a pretty damn nice game on the Timbersaw yesterday, then I would be feeling pretty good for Cloud9's lineup. Maybe getting like an Oracle or something could be okay for Adnan, but then you're running IO, Oracle, and Underlord, so your control is relatively weak unless you want to just combo up like that move stop from Oracle into the pit.
I love
The more I think about Witch Doctor, the more I like him.
Okay. Well,
actually, Disruptor is not bad too, because then you cancel the Disruptor, the Timbersaw, you deny it from Cloud9, and it's decent against Darkseer and lane. But then they're running Slider and Darkseer, so then it's awful. That's the life, you know.
Yeah.
What can you do?
And honestly, from Cloud9, we could end up seeing them go back for that Batrider pick that we've seen so many times. And then you're running a situation where you don't have much ability to deal with a very, very aggressive dual lane down there in bottom for Ad Finem. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky spot to be in now. Maybe thinking about just that jug for sustainability in lane and survivability as well.
Yeah, that is one of our classic Dara heroes. Might see that one come out here. They did do the that was the weird draft when they ended up going for like Terrorblade and Jakiro mid.
Yeah,
a mega push strat. You ever get to Timbersaw though, who even early on decent at just pulling the waves and just like stopping one lane from being able to do that, as well as like rotating in and fighting you at the towers. So maybe FNM currently thinking like, can we meme it up here, guys?
Look at their reserve time.
Mid?
What are they doing? Their reserve time ran down to 6 seconds on their third pick, and they go with an Earthshaker. That feels very strange to me.
Oh, it is like the most important pick in the entire draft, because they're deciding right now. Okay, I Underlord is our big opener that we're like comfortable moving forward with, and we gotta decide like, what are we doing? Are we doing our crazy push strat? Are we just gonna do like more normal heroes? Are we gonna run an IO +1? Lane in the mid, perhaps. But at this point, it looks like it should be Shaker down bottom, kind of going for a babysitting style play. Maybe next time playing on that, or maybe roaming up top with the Underlord too.
Yeah, that
someone was doing that with their Shaker yesterday.
It was the Liquid game where they had Shaker and then the Necro and then Blink Shadow Fiend, where Queen of Pain just got completely demolished. That was a great little moment there. I love that.
And well, that was a good example of position 4 Shaker, who he got decent priority, but not the most. Like it was still, I think, like an 18 or 20 minute blink, and it was a nice job of rotating around the map though from GH, where he was still able to apply pressure in the off lane, even though Shaker's not traditionally too good at that. But it kind of opened up for him where he could rotate up there and just help his off laner out. So. We'll see if FNM can pull off something similar, and we'll get ourselves Crystal Maiden. Oh, there's a classic counter.
Yeah, nice little answer there as well. I do have to say that, do you think that taking a Crystal Maiden and a Slardar, if those are both the supports, is a little bit greedy to you? CM usually a hero that likes to get at least a little bit of farm out and away in the jungle.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's fine. Although she can be a bit greedy, it's more so I find that you could just run in the jungle, make sure you get your level 2 right off the bat, and just rate from 30 seconds to 1 minute. Try and find, if you get lucky, that perfect camp to get you there very fast, and then come back to lane. If they're pressuring with IO Underlord, or even Underlord plus Shaker or something like that, where it's actually just running to the tower, seems one of those heroes that could just be like, all right, you're fine. I'm just going to go into the jungle. Like, if this is Ace and he's up in the top lane, it might just be enough space already where Ace will be happy up against this Underlord. He's just going to bully this Underlord out of lane if he's up there alone anyway.
Ooh. And they take that Omni Knight. You were telling me a little bit about this yesterday. What is it that you like about this hero on the Cloud9 team, or I guess just in general? Do you think it's a good fit with this draft?
I do like he has a lot of pure damage, which is nice up against Underlord too, just not going to be reduced by that aura. It's good up against IO. If you manage to catch anyone nearby the purification, it's kind of similar to when you watch like a Weaver or a Clinks try and dig into an IO. You can just annihilate that guy. But already, you think about Timbersaw, if he gets repelled up too, it's more traditional heroes would be Shadow Fiend, OD, Storm Spirit. They're the guys that want to just like go crazy in a fight. But Timbersaw can do the same kind of stuff. Just because he's super beefy and tanky through reactive armor, it doesn't mean he can't be stopped by a lot of stuns and even slows, sometimes disrupting his movement to the team fight. So, could be a good way to accelerate Ace, so that ends up being him. And, well, there's our bud, Mr. Shadow Fiend, the lad. SF Omni, what year is it?
Yeah, no, definitely with Crystal Maiden in tow. Yeah, no, it's great. I like that pick a lot. I think that they needed that right click carry the hero to hit the buildings eventually, and I think this is just a very well-rounded draft by Cloud9. And you mentioned the fact that. Well, I guess I was talking about the Slardar Batrider potential with the Juggernaut pick that kind of shuts it down. Now Omni Knight maybe a little bit of a better answer. So I could very easily see this being like Slardar Omni Knight just to themselves trying to mess around, and then you've got Crystal Maiden jungling, giving everybody auras. This is a great draft from Cloud9. What do you think about Ad Finims though?
Yeah, we've replaced our Rubik from yesterday with a Shaker, so they are going to be very similar to game number 2 up against Horde. That was a 26-minute victory where our DP kind of ran over the TA a little bit. She got quite a bit of help in the mid lane, but this time it won't be the same annoying pulls. I believe we had our Rubik helping out in the mid lane that game, which was slowing down the opponent there. I'm not sure if you can get anything super sneaky with the Shaker. I'm not aware of any. Because they, of course, just run into the fissures now. So I'm guessing this will be actually an even 1v1 in mid now.
Yeah, that would be good. And
Excalibur wasn't given the same option.
No, and then neither was Miracle later on. Like, Ad Finem have just been abusing this constantly against other teams. So a little surprised to not see him go for it. I don't remember if it was banned or not. But regardless, game number 1 of the day, Cloud9, Ad Finem, Trempax, it's happening. Woo! We're doing it.
It's here. I'm ready, man. I'm waking up. I'm getting there one sip at a time of the old coffee.
Yeah. Well,
gotta get my brain working.
Well, we have a pause and 3 heroes disconnected, unfortunately. Look at these guys. They're like, do you see over here on the Radiant side? It's like that thing where you all try and jump together at the same time to take a picture, so you're all like in the air, but everybody's messed up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Not too surprising that Underlord didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Like, look at that guy. That's a lot of effort.
Look at Juggernaut, by the way. Did they change this? I didn't realize he used to do this.
Oh, damn. Looking good.
That's pretty great.
Wow, he's basically dabbing right now.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh, yeah. I thought he was just going for like a kneel or something.
He's going for it.
Oh, Dota EXE has stopped working. Excellent.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Good
Well, at least
stuff.
Discord keeps working. Which
That's
is
true.
The most important part. So I went for a run this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I almost got hit by cars because it was really foggy out, and I was wearing dark blue shirt. And I would recommend that if you go for a run early morning, folks out there, don't do it in dark clothes because it was really foggy and I almost died. So I wanted to share that with you real quickly, just while we had a moment here.
That's good, man. You know, you're putting out the knowledge.
Yeah. Public service
Someone has to
announcement.
sacrifice themselves. Yeah, exactly. You know.
In this era of new media, we don't have public service announcements anymore, so we're providing you all of their, knowledge via Dota 2 casts. It's great.
That's a lot of lines up top here.
Oh my God.
Finem, they're always clowns. I'm so glad you can see pings and drawings again. That was a terrible phase. We couldn't watch things like this.
Puesta? I feel like I'm saying something naughty.
Probably.
Yeah.
Especially when it's ad for them, I just assume.
Yeah. What a bunch of guys. In the meantime, oh my God. What a memer. That's great. Looks like they're finally getting back and ready to go into this game. Everybody has rejoined. They need a second to figure out how to try and mess with the pubs a little bit. Or rather, mess with the pulls a little bit. Do you think that's something that's going to get patched?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't even think the Rubik one's that bad, to be honest. Like,
what?
If Rubik's up here doing this, well, at least, okay, it's bad, but it's not in comparison to this tier 2 bottom thing. I think this one's just absolute garbo. The fact that some random, any position 4 on Radiant, I can almost guarantee Shaker's going to end up doing this. Why wouldn't you? It's like the equivalent of what makes Crystal Maiden so great, but you can do it with any hero, where you can just kill a neutral camp starting right at 30 seconds as a support. Like, even if you don't get the gold, it doesn't matter, really. If you get good at it, you can get pretty decent getting the gold. I remember Pablo was pretty solid. Had a decent accuracy on the last hits with the tower shots, but
yeah,
just it's too strong, man. When Pudge was doing it, I was like, come on, man.
You know, the one that really blew my mind was when it was the position 4 Ember. who ended up doing
Right?
it.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
that
then
was
he turned
Pablo.
it to a position 1. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, if you can run a position 4 Ember and it works, like in a professional match, that's something that does need to change. I'm with you there. I got your back.
Yeah. The Rubik one, it's also obnoxious, but it's probably a little OP. But at least you can contest it somewhat decently, or you can like ward against it or something.
Yeah. Well, we do see this observer ward placed down here as well, over to the side, and this should, well, it actually doesn't quite have vision of this camp over here, so I don't think that it would be able to see if that pull is going on. It's probably something you would need to be able to keep your eyes on, I think.
Yeah, I've seen people pay a bit more attention to it too, where like Slardar, especially one of those heroes, I can just kind of roam on in. Maybe steal some of that neutral camp experience.
Look at these two. He says hi, then he goes hide behind the tree.
Come at me, bro. Gotta drop some items.
He's gonna go over there. Oh my god. All right. Yellow's a little bit upset at him.
Nothing.
Oh, that's great.
These guys just love Dota, you know?
Yeah, they do. See you next month. I'm guessing, what is that? Qualifiers for Kiev is what they're talking about there? Or just maybe a party in Greece? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they're going to hang out.
Well, while that was going on, we missed a D ward over to the side here, just a little bit off the mark with that sentry ward. So that is a little bit unfortunate for the side of Cloud9. And they, I do believe, spotted Noya going back here as well. So won't catch the Madara Juggernaut off guard this time.
Yeah, we now have Ryze. A little unusual to see this so early in the mid lane for Crystal Maiden, but it's a Shadow Fiend versus DP, so DP is still very strong in lane, and you will need some assistance in the SF. Just went with the Necro stacks first, so you really want to make sure that SF will be A-okay.
My goodness, I forgot to mute that time as I coughed, so everybody heard that. Sorry, folks. Ace up here in the top
How dare
lane
you?
against the Underlord Skylark. Should be a kind of interesting matchup. We've seen Timbersaw kind of own Underlords, but
Yes.
maybe with some good positioning there, he'll be able to deal with it. Tough to tell.
Once the levels start stacking up for Ace, this is just awful for Underlord. Like, double mangoes, Skylark already with a single point reactive armor.
Madara,
So much HP.
He's already used his spin. He might end up going down here looking for the runaway, and gets the spin off as the crush comes in. Also is going to be able to get the salve, so Juggernaut, oof, that was really close.
Smart by both players. Noya waiting, because he knows the moment that the animation is seen from Madara, he's going to go for the spin. So Noya tried that brief moment where the fog was there. He's like, okay, well, I have to take a chance here. Maybe he won't spin. Maybe I'll catch him. We'll get the kill. But Madara, with the exact same thought in mind, gets the spin off right in time. He'll just salve right back up. So I guess expected lanes so far. Maybe next time, getting up to level 2 is kind of nice for him. So he makes his rotation around.
Yeah, picking up the bounty runes. You love to see that, and that does deny Crystal Maiden hers. She's probably going to head over there in a second. A little bit unlucky with the camps here, getting some mud golems. And yeah, Ryze isn't going to be able to pick that one up, so somewhat frustrating.
Trolls, they take a long time. Mud golems, I just don't even bother. You gotta get in those hell bears of the dream, really.
Oh man, Skylark dropped down to 40 HP there against the Timbersaw, is really causing some issues. And now mid lane, we're talking about it. DP having a bit of a better time as Noya rotates over.
This is good from Cloud9, though. Very important they just keep putting on this pressure. They opened up enough space down bottom by getting rid of that salve from Madara, so Hesajo's feeling pretty strong in the lane. He has his own salve. Tango has a mango left, too, so leave him alone as Slardar. You get the pressure mid on the DP. Hesajo gets more levels, so he'll have some more points into purification, and then Madara's going to step off. Can't really spin away that nice damage. And maybe next time he's up here leeching away, just not letting Ryze get those free levels.
Yeah. Sort of
him with some fishers.
Enchanted Totem aggressively in Crystal Maiden's direction, so pretty nicely there. And Skylark has actually been able to apply a good amount of harassment here onto Ace, throwing out Max and
Fisher. They should body block, I think. Oh, I can't get him.
They can potentially still find this kill. Right clicks come through, and that is going to be first blood going to Thug. So nice rotation, and that maybe was a little bit telegraphed since they saw that the Earthshaker was in the area, and Ryze ended up heading off to the side. Might have been able to foresee that one coming.
Yeah, slightly unusual to see a Shaker have that much of an impact in mid lane early, especially if you don't get the full block off, but Baby Knight, I mean, it's pretty early on, so he doesn't have his boots yet, just has his bottle, and now they'll just shrine on up and come right back in. Wow, top lane, Ace was just so low, and now it is Skylark on the run. This turns around so fast.
Wow.
I looked up here 2 seconds ago, and he's at like 20% HP, and Skylark's bullying him. And now Ace is just, yeah, no, I'm a Timbersaw. Just get out of here, would you?
Jeez, and I mean, you look down there as well, bottom. They were able to apply a lot of pressure on Madara, but has the healing ward, and now they're going to be going hunting again. There's a lot of damage that comes out from this combination. Spartan trying to get in the area to help out a little bit. They go for the spin. He's going to have some extra movement speed from this, but don't decide to go for the chase down there. Man, look at that purification, though. Oh, top?
No, maybe next time's Invis on Noya. Fisher.
Oh, able to find him. Well played.
Great room for a Shaker. Maybe next time, a fantastic first 5 minutes here. Support Shaker, one of those heroes that can really do nothing. You know, you pick them, sometimes you're trying to figure out what to do, so you're sitting near mid, but then they never dive your guy, you can't farm neutrals at all, and, you know, next thing you know, you're level 1 at 6 minutes.
Oh.
But not this game.
Baby Knight is going to be able to walk away from this one. Ryze was rotating at the same time. He wanted to try and help out there, but Earthshaker is getting there a little bit earlier, and Madara top lane and maybe a little bit of trouble. They get the crush. They find the kill. Noya with it. So the gank at mid goes a little bit awry, and Finem end up losing their jug down bottom.
It's good. They really need that kill in the jug. First one of the game for C9, and after so many resources expended mid with the CM rotations and the Slayer rotations, that DP just kills your SF anyway. Gotta try and catch up on these side lanes.
Absolutely. We saw Spartan a little while ago doing the pulls as well, so he's already up to level 4. He was doing that little medium camp pull that we were talking about earlier, but with Ryze rotating in now and a lot of heroes in the area, this could be, again, another kill from Madara if he's not careful.
Spartan, yeah, he should be fine. He's got this tether, but yeah, they actually run on down here. As Ryze just farming neutrals in their jungle.
Jeez. Well, more damage being dealt. They're just trying to chip down Madara to the best of their abilities. He's almost level 6, though, and actually does just get it now. So Hestijo actually, he has Guardian Angel. He has a Mango to pop it if he wants to go for it. A lot of this is just going to come down to timings.
Yeah, and yeah, don't take your eye off it. But speaking of which, in the top lane, Timbersaw has now hit 6 as well. So Ace will be applying plenty of pressure to Skylark. Might see a rotation from maybe next time to try and help out up there. In fact, maybe next time, no, babysitting into the mid lane and moving his way down bottom to help out Madara.
Yeah. Again, scary stuff down there. They were diving after the Juggernaut a little bit, and with all of this degen aura that's down and on there as well, a little bit of the XD, always good. Hopefully there's no problems. But yeah.
Oh, is it the servers?
I hope not. That would be unfortunate. How do you feel about these first couple of minutes, though? Are you feeling like either team is kind of a little bit more comfortable with their position, or are going to be more comfortable going into the mid game?
I think the way I'm looking at it right now, at least, is I'm just seeing that Skylark got way more of this lane than I would have expected. I've seen when Thunderlord first started getting picked, Timbersaw was just always immediately picked, and it was just dumpstering in lane completely. The matchup's still the same, but I think people have gotten a lot better at the whole Underlord thing. Like, Skylark, once he got the Timbersaw up to like level 5-ish area, he just never stayed near the wave at all. No. Didn't allow him to get any whirling deaths off, didn't even try for the right clicks until he at least had a bunch of damage in from the attribute aura, so he had a chance to trade with Ace and bring him down to a threatening level. Like, he burned through double mangoes, and Ace got up to his soul ring with no other regen left. So pretty well done overall for Skylark. His last hits are great, pretty rich, so he'll have a nice aura to hand over to the team as he heads in towards the mechanism.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's kind of the coolest thing that Avnem's done this game. The other lanes have been that whole chaos of just rotations, but Cloud9 looking very strong. I think they're getting a lot of the map just between Noya and Ryze. The only real problem for them I could see would be Baby Knight if he goes down one more time here, but they're helping him out mid now.
Yeah, and Thug, they're going to try and go for the sprint, are going to be able to get it. The rotations are here as well. Thug going to be able to live through that one, and now the Fissure turnaround. Is it going to be able to be enough with the slow here? And trying to find the kill, they do get it. Spartan picks it up with the spirits to the face.
Oh, just the last moment there, too. Well, I guess we just said it. If I Baby Knight one more time, could be in trouble. So perhaps slightly worrisome here for Cloud9. Shafin is still on top in terms of the net worth, but you want to be maybe a little bit more ahead. DPs, well, she'll now eclipse him, but she's a very scary hero if she starts getting control. Maybe next time, crushed up here.
Yeah. They have a shrine, though. They got to be careful with this. And Ace also standing right next to the Pit of Malice. If there was some TP support, and it looks like it is going to come, that might be a little bit scary for him. Madara shows up, does have that Omni Slash. If he wants to go for it, ends up committing it. What was that range? But might have overextended. Oh, the Earthshaker! Fissure able to walk away. Madara on 25 HP there. Noya is going to get out, but that if I was Ace right now, I'd be so upset.
Yeah, that's just perfect time for Madara. Gonna right as the chain was going, just looked like total hacks on the side of that Juggernaut. As Spartan down low, has to gel, bam!
Oh, they got the kill in return, though. Nice little play there. Actually, the explosion from Io dying, all of those spirits, brought down the Omni Knight low enough that DP could kill him with one nuke. That was a little bit interesting. Oh, and Ryze is stuck over here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get here in time, but well, the TP is starting to show up. Ryze gets hit again, a kill for Spartan.
Nice play, but maybe next time. Pretty cute little block there.
That's great.
That means, once again, no help for Baby Knight. He's out of there, man. It's like, well, off to the jungle I go. Yeah, nothing more for me here. Crystal Maiden's dead. Ace bullying into that Radiant offlane jungle. Gets the rune, kills the wave, kills the camp.
Yeah. He's comfortable doing it again in a second. Going to be able to cut the creep wave. I mean, Skylark can rotate over here and try and help out. He's level 9, which is pretty insane at this point. But all of these heroes are pretty tanky from Cloud9 that are over in this side of the map. Oh, relocate gank. Wanting to find Ace. Nice block off with the Fissure, and Echo Slam committed for that one. They take down Ace. This is looking pretty comfortable for Finem at this point.
Yeah, and now they can just decide, all right, do we want to pressure this? Do we want to just leave Thug down bottom? Are we happy with that? They have so much mobility that they could just relocate back mid, too, and now they can push that out. They could Dark Rift somewhere with the whole team as well. Like, there's a lot of these options now where you have to be kind of cautious as C9 is we're in this little awkward point where everyone's got enough spells so they can kind of be farming on their own. And are you going to get punished by this mobility on the side of Finem if you try this? As well as, oh, nice stun up top. Skylark hiding, trying to TP.
Not going to happen. They get the chains through and going to be able to find that kill. That is a big one as well. A lot of experience handed over as Underlord was one of the top heroes for that. And giving a little bit of an edge there to Ace.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what maybe next time's going to do right now, too. Yeah, he's got his Echo Slam on cooldown for quite a while. And who can he like partner up with? Who can he punish? The Omni Knight down bottom seems to be a nice target just because Hestejo's been diving so deep. Oh no, maybe next time. Speaking of which, Noya.
Oh, good decision right there to go for the Enchant Totem. Has another one in a second running into him. And there's the amp damage. Now it's kind of a game of chicken, but Noya chicken's out. And it's going to back out.
That was almost like a god tier read. Just kind of calling the it's like one of those decisions you make as a shaker. It's like a little bit faster. You just want to go back over to the jungle, or you want to go like camp mid or something rather than going home, but could have ran into trouble. Baby Knight, nice Fissure. Maybe next time making the plays mid.
Oh my goodness, well done there. 12 minutes in, 8-3, and Finem are just looking to be all over the map. And this is one of the things that this just super mobile draft affords you, particularly the fact that they were able to get the IO off to a nice start, farming away in that little medium camp there and gain them up to a quick level 6.
Yeah, I think if you're one of the people out there that like me who loves playing Earthshaker, but you find a struggle to get this guy to work well in the support role, go back over this replay. Maybe next time his rotations have been crazy. This guy's always in the right place at the right time. getting off perfect fissures, and he's not doing it with much. I mean, he's sitting on brown boots and a soul ring, right? This is that ideal situation where you get your soul rings, your tranquils up, and then slowly building towards your blink dagger. You don't go for those greedy arcanes or anything. Very, very impressive so far. But on the other side, Joe has also been looking pretty good. He's been down here. He's got tons of gold. He's at 5K right up there with his Timber Saw. They've got a trio of 5Kers up in the top of the net worth here for the Dire.
Well, and they're actually going to go for the TP now, seeing if they can catch out Rise. Pit of Malice already down, and, well, there's going to be the Earthshaker Fissure to break the TP. Rise in trouble and going to be brought down. They're bringing in Noya and Baby Knight. I don't think that they want to come into that. There's a lot of heroes here. Well, Hesijo is also chasing. This feels like a very, I don't know, suicidal almost movement by Cloud9 if they were to go for that.
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah, almost
under
felt like just a way to tag up. Maybe next time, really, the Amplify and Cross
Yeah.
Phase. Just be like, okay, what are you doing? Like, look at him sitting here right now for quite a while. They might figure out they were going to go for a smoke.
Oh, top lane instead. The relocate. They're trying to find Ace. Wasn't able to get it, though. Would have been a nice pick off, but they do spot out Noya, and, well, there's maybe next time. Gets him with the Enchant Totem, trying to find it. Not going to be there. Noya, he finally ends up crushing maybe next time, but I don't think it's going to be enough to allow him to escape. They find the kill. Skylark picks it up. And, well played by Finem. I was wondering about those spirits. Looks like he was having some connectivity issues there. But one thing that I'm noticing here, you take a look at the net worths, it's still Cloud9 that's up on top despite the huge kill advantage. And also just in terms of net worth as a whole.
Yeah, I've just been looking at the net worth. I didn't even really factor in these kills here, but that is kind of ridiculous just how much more gold they're getting out of these lanes. Not too surprising. Baby Knight, they just haven't even seen him in what feels like forever. There were a couple kills mid in the past little while, like on his support. Rise would be there, Noya would be there, they go down. But for the most part, Baby Knight's just been walking this line back and forth. So he's starting to skyrocket himself. They haven't been able to pressure too much on Ace, as he's pretty difficult to deal with. They set Madara up here quite a while ago, and they're just kind of trading blows.
I mean, he's almost got himself his Bloodstone up and online also. This is going to be a very scary moment.
Scary. Yeah, with Hesijo, with how many levels they've given him too. And not even just levels, right? It's pretty rare to see an Omni Knight with 80 CS at 14 minutes. But Hesijo is also very wealthy, so they'll have a fast mech on the Dire side, likewise, as Skylark works towards his own. So this is one of those better games that have a really early Bloodstone. Just trying to abuse Repel, trying to abuse the Purification, and really snowball Ace out of control.
Well, and that's one of the things, too, is I guess that it allows you to do that even more so now that Omni has the Blink Dagger. They don't have a ton of control right now, but 2 points up in the degen aura is pretty effective for making sure that the rest of your heroes can get into range. And they've got more than enough damage at this point with Timber Saw, and then factor into that as well the Shadow Fiend right clicks that are going to be coming. I might be a little bit worried for Finem if Cloud9 sort of stop getting picked off, because that feels like what it is that Finem is having this very heavy pick-off oriented draft, whereas Cloud9 are just being able to farm more efficiently around the map. And do you think that they try and go for sort of a group-up play and push down towers?
Yeah, I think it'll be definitely like a team effort here. Try and use your Omni Knight to the best that you can. You can definitely still abuse like solo Omni Knight. Like, what are they really going to do against him if he just repel TPs? It's unlikely he goes down. They would need like an Omni Slash or something from Madara. So in between the fights, they could do something like that. But grouping up, getting those bigger objectives, potentially even looking towards Roche as they have the Slider and the Shadow Fiend. Not necessarily yet, but definitely something they want to keep their eye on. But likewise, this is what this whole draft is designed to do: group up auras, and nice relocate here too, coming in with the Pit Lord.
Yeah, gonna get out of there. They didn't bring absolutely everybody. Maybe next time is gonna sit there in the mid lane for the moment. And Juggernaut able to deny the tower, but this whole time with everybody moving up towards the top, Hestijo has been keeping the pressure down here on the bottom lane, and this is a tier 2 that's dropping somewhat low at this stage. It feels kind of strange that Finem is letting that much pressure being applied.
Yeah, I guess they're just not going to care. Just go with their own Death Pulse sort of a style here. Popping the Exorcism even. Just really want to rush this one, but they don't have relocate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did. Okay, they'd used it already. My mistake.
Oh, nice there. Maybe next time tries to do it. Is going to be able to find Baby Knight with that fissure, so able to catch it. Spartan might end up going down there. He does fall. A little bit of a flub, and well, now Thug trying to find a kill. Wasn't able to do it as the TP out came from Slarder. And now Hestejo also going to be able to TP away. So they end up finding 2 kills, but mid-tier 1 goes down. Then they bring down the bottom tier 2 to like about a quarter HP.
Yeah, we're pretty much all even Stevens now. Just one line of towers, another line of towers. I guess we have this little bottom tier 1 just totally untouched at this point, but not too big of a deal there.
Oh. Should go down shortly, I would imagine.
I like that play top too. Just using that mobility where they had the relocate coming from a dart, just looking at that perfect Omni Slash, and then have Thug with the Exorcism already going. It's not quite as scary to TP right into your own shrine. You have the backup of just going for that regen, plus the ones that are going to be generated from your ultimate. So Thug with a somewhat bold play, feeling pretty okay. But I'm looking forward to actually seeing every tool of Cloud9 coming into a single engagement, because right now they're just doing a great job of splitting. I mean, I definitely think they're making the right move here. Ace is just behind this tower. Again, Hestejo doing this here too. It's not like you really want to fight into the 5-man of Finem right now.
Yeah. Well, kind of an interesting play there, also taking out the Helm of the Dominator so they can't get any type of dark. Oh, maybe next time. Yep, that's a Blink Dagger for the Omni Knight. He is not too afraid. Just going to be able to TP out also. We were praising maybe next time for having a bad game, but things happen. Or a good game, excuse me. Oh, Dark Rift? Noya, maybe a little bit caught out here. Are they going to be able to find the kill? It's not quite the relocate. Okay, that's fine. Ace also dropping low. Nice. They do get the kill. All right, well played.
Now Omni back in 12. This would be a tough kill onto Ace, though. And this might just be more Bloodstone charges.
Skylark going to drop as well, so the newly minted Bloodstone now going to start to accelerate in charges. That is rough. Oh, and Rise is going to go down mid as well. So kills all across the map. Adfinem come out ahead in those regards, and it's starting to show that you get enough net worth that, like, it's that explosion from the Earthshaker pretty soon. Like, once he gets the Blink Dagger online, it does change around the dynamics a lot.
Yeah, and now just right away into the Roche Pit. Dire, no vision of this. Pretty unexpected, I would say, as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, still no vision whatsoever. But with the tower being pushed in bottom, they might realize, yeah, with the fort being used too, they probably realized it was going on, but it was just too late to rotate.
Well,
that's a really nice denial from Finem too, because if Cloud9 can grab that, then they can really pressure with this Timbersaw in its current state in the Omni Knight.
Yeah. And I think that it's starting to feel more and more like, with Cloud9 getting into those first couple of items, the game is really going to swing back into their favor. I mean, Omni Knight Mechanism and the Arcanes and starting to get towards the Guardian Greaves, I would imagine. Is there any way that he might go back for... there isn't really anything else that would be great here. Maybe a pipe, but not tremendously amazing.
I think the Greaves are just too important against the Death Prophet. Just really need to get rid of that silence, so... I'm looking forward to actually watching these two in action. Still haven't really seen the buddy cop movie from Ace and Hestejo, and things are different now with Omni Knight. You guys haven't really tried him yourself. It's tough. He's a much harder hero, I think, to execute, just in terms of the repel. Like, what was it before? It used to be a 4-second downtime at max level. I mean, that is just gross. How was that a thing?
That was silly.
And now, even at the maximum, you're working with 11 full seconds where there is no repel. Now, mind you, it can't be the Fusel Blade Aloft now, which is great in a game against Juggernaut for sure. But it just does mean that Ace going in towards this Eul Scepter, you sometimes would see heroes just skip over their defensive item when they had this Omni Knight, because they're like, okay, that's just a waste of money, you know? Like, Omni is just going to be with me the entire time. I want to just go max aggressive as they go full aggro onto Skylark.
They do have a relocate that's coming in, though, and Hestejo is going to pop the Guardian Angel. Skylark will die to this one, so 15 Bloodstone charges. Now looking for Spartan as well to see if they can bring him down. As they amp damage, there's no running away. And this is something that we've seen time and again from Finem, is the desire to come in, turn a fight back around, but they just did not have the numbers at that point, and they end up feeding away 2 kills. That's so difficult to do against a Timbersaw at this point, now with 16 Bloodstone charges.
Sometimes they take that whole, like, 300 Spartan thing a little too seriously, and, like, the full death. scenario. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool, guys. You can let them go sometimes.
Oh, well, there we go. There's a nice little initiation, but Noya revealing the Blink Dagger in a pretty nice way. Maybe next time, trying to find the kill. Rise is going to be able to survive through this one, and, well, maybe next time, not so much.
So I missed the beginning of that, but I'm going to guess he tried to go for a solo kill onto Rise.
Yep.
And was denied that. Yeah. That's a sad life.
That was
The blink on blink reveal action.
No. Well, Noya's ended up coming in second and ended up working out for him pretty well. So that was also Echo slammed down and used. Their defensive capabilities at this point are starting to become a little bit less significant, and I guess it really reinforces the good reason that they have the Aegis now. Like, if they didn't have the Aegis, Cloud9 would definitely be pushing.
Well, even with that, though, like, how scary is Madara? The Aegis allows him to get in very deep with an Omni Slash, and maybe if he can eliminate someone with it, but, like, who's that going to be?
Yeah.
Not Omni Knight, more than likely. He has a minute till Guardian Angel's back up, so perhaps feeling nice and aggressive this moment, as well as just always scouting out with his Centaur, but he's not going to be able to kill the Timber, and likewise, Baby Knight should also be saved by the Guardian's Angel, so we'll see. Slightly aggressive, perhaps a risky play here from Finem, but not currently being punished. Skylark scouting around here up top, and this tower should just be theirs. And I mean, it's a Timber bottom. You're not really too concerned about this.
Baby Knight pops his Manta style up in the top lane. They're going to try and run him down. The spin is going to be there, and Baby Knight, just out of range, is going to die. They find that kill. So well played, but that's happening. Bottom lane is being pressured in. Timbersaw not the fastest pusher in the world.
Now, this is a big win for Finem. They so don't care. Like, Ace has been down here forever, but he's not fighting at the tower. He's not fighting with the Shadow Fiend up top. This is disastrous for Cloud9. Now he just leaves. Like, they got nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, and this is what happens when you only have one pushing hero in that Shadow Fiend, and he ends up getting picked off. Exorcism there. Hestijo dropped low, but Noya is also going to be the one taking a lot of damage here, and it does look like with the Spirits, they're going to be able to push him back for the moment, trying to run through. If they could kill off Ace, that would be quite significant, but eyes on the prize. They turn back to the tier 3. Exorcism still a good amount of the way going.
Yeah, Ace just needs to watch Fisher cooldowns, as well as the cooldown of the Pit, too, because they're huge control cooldowns for the Radiant.
Oh, nice fissure. They take down Noya. Ace runs back forward. Oh, good blink away by maybe next time. Not going to get caught by that. The CM ulti trying to do as much as they can, and Yule Scepter is going to keep DP alive, and he's going to get healed back up by those spirits coming back in towards him. The Spartan dropped low, is going to die, and now Thug also turned upon. They throw at the Guardian Angel. A nice Echo Slam onto 4. Maybe next time, trying to save the day. It gives them enough time to get out. Unfortunately, the cores are still left here. Madara takes down Rise and ring around the tree, but that might end up being the death of him. Can they find the kill? They do. That's Aegis down now, and well, he doesn't have a spin. He might be able to get out of here with this one. Amp damage now on top of him. Oh, maybe next time. Saving the day yet again. Pitamelis down. Hestido still chasing, and Ace is going to look for the kill here. He's already up to 19 Bloodstone charges and turns back to secure the one on Skylark, as this should be a pretty quick and easy takeaway. Meanwhile, over here to the side, Hestijo shouldn't be able to kill off Madara, I don't believe. Omni Slash, actually. They don't have Guardian Angel anymore. Hestijo dove way too deep. No creep wave, no nothing. Can they find that kill? It's not going to happen. Spartan? He's now going to go down as well. All right, Finem, they take down the tier 3 tower, and they end up losing almost their entire team off of this.
Oh, Ace, nice Yules.
Dara, they crush, not going to hit. He should escape. Well,
yeah, might be time to stop giving Ace like free reign on Timbersaw gains. This guy has just been left relatively alone the whole time. I mean, leaving him down bottom was the right choice for sure. While he pushed that whole tier 3 and you got all that mid and everything, but maybe not respecting when he came back in. They really do lack the control to deal with him right now, and it's painfully obvious. They have the silence, which is the best thing, the best tool they have by far. If they can actually manage to get that off, but more than likely he'll get repelled in those scenarios. And then Fisher and the Pit Pit in itself isn't even the best way to deal with them, because the fact that if you just get the chain off before it hits or in between the ticks of the roots, and then Fisher, both of them suffering from massive cooldowns. Like, that is so long in a team fight with a Timbersaw 15 seconds. That's like 3 dead heroes.
Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering as well, like, oh, mid lane? They're going after Hestijo, but The rest of the side of Cloud9 is here, and Timbersaw is back into the fray. They throw on the center. Actually, excuse me, they are going to be able to find that kill. Baby Knight now throws out a raise, a little bit strange there. They get the silence onto Ace. Yule Scepter to take it off. A good crush coming back in from Noya, and the Requiem of Souls comes out as well. Maybe next time is going to die. Really severely lacking that control now, and I feel like they need to get out of here. Rise going to go for the ulti. He is going to be able to get the full channel almost. No, they get the silence off, but still going to chase, and Madara, oh, good relocate save out. Skylark also going to try and pull himself away, but not going to happen. And back towards mid again. Thug kind of left out an island here. The crush is going to come in just a second, and doesn't feel like there's anything I can do to stop it. Ace is just really going to start snowballing here. They don't have any answer.
Yeah, he's pretty much an avalanche at this point. 24 Bloodstone charges heading in towards that Shiva's guard. Tons of physical damage on the side of Finem. This will just be brutal. He just waltzed him past Madara. He's like, did you think I was going to let you get this gold up here? I don't think so.
God. Well, Trent, I mean, given that we saw the good decision making to leave them bottom and just not deal with them, have Finem kind of like missed a window here, or do you think that they need to hold off on fighting until they get some other form of control, whether it be an Orchid or a I don't know, maybe even another Yules or something like that? Oh,
nice catch.
Yeah.
Probably just more focus on just having their cooldowns and fighting there, or dodging fights perhaps if they can find a way to use their movement around the map to pressure out these last tier 2s. Might be their best bet. Roche has got to be a key target for them, I would imagine. Fighting around the pit could still be great for them. It's not that good for Timbersaw these days. Like, there's these trees, I suppose, around the pit, but it's not like god tier or anything like that. I guess it's still better than old pit, to be fair, but
yeah.
Compare that to someone like Death Prophet and the Earthshaker, even just the Underlord himself, the pit king. They have a decent lineup to try and take that Aegis themselves, and maybe that'll be what they can look towards if they get themselves a decent pick through a 4-staff blink for maybe next time.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing here is that with IO tethering around to people and stuff like that, you can probably kill off a couple of those trees too, or maybe it ends up catching Ace off guard and he isn't going to be able to get the Timber Chain away. But it's sort of tough.
It's a really good Omni Knight game, this game too. You can already see just that Guardian Angel did so much work in the last engagement near the dire tier 2 mid. And then now Madara, he's built into Diffusal Blade, so that he can actually right-click people, but one of the more frustrating parts about this lineup for Finem is that it doesn't benefit anyone else, really.
Yeah.
I guess if like the ghosts are attacking him, it's still going to take away that physical immunity, but it's not like they have a secondary right-click or something, or they don't have much other direct focus physical damage, so it's difficult to just say, okay, I have Diffusal Baby Knight. We need to attack him where the ghosts are a little bit willy-nilly, you know? They kind of take their time to get there, and then there's a 4-second cooldown on Diffusal, so synchronization going to be pretty important here for Finem.
I guess if they can manage to get the full lockdown on Ace, and speaking of which, there's the Fissure that comes back in. The Manta Cell can come out as well. Ace is just gone. All right, that was exactly what they needed. And I was going to say being able to Manta and drain away all of Timbersaw's mana and then be able to kill him off, but it ends up working out just the Omni Slash. Now Stack's reactive.
No, and unable to get the deny off too. So a lot of gold heading over to Madara.
Jeez. Yeah, 739. Not bad at all. So, need more of that. That's what we can conclude from this.
I want to point out what Hessa Joe here did, too. He went for that blink, and then he has Arcanes and his mech, and we just assumed it would be the Guardian Greaves help deal with the DP, but instead of, like, he's just not going to worry about that silence, because he's saying, I'm just going to keep myself far and away. I'll be mobile with my 4-step and Blink Dagger, so now I can chase my allies as well as avoid the silence.
Oh, jump in Noya, a really big crush, but the follow-up is going to be there with the Fissure to keep them back, so a lot of damage being dealt by Ace. He is going to end up getting silenced. Pit of Malice down the other side. They get out the Requiem of Souls, but that is going to be an Aegis. Madara is able to pick it up, but they got the last hit as Finem lose maybe next time, and well, they might even be able to take a couple more. Spartan is already down. Noya chasing down after Skylark, and he is going to fall here, I believe. Meanwhile, up on the top side, he is going to end up dropping. Maybe they have the Diffusal Blade, which they can use. Oh no, the Repel comes out. They're not going to be able to do it to take off the Guardian Angel, and now Madara running away. No more Omni, no nothing. He's in trouble. He is going to have the Aegis to come back after the fact, but I don't think that there's any way out for him. Everybody from Cloud9 back up and right here on top of him. That was such a disaster of a team fight for Finem.
Yeah, I think they just felt too forced to try and head in towards that Aegis, understandably. As they actually got the kill on the Dire. It was a snatch from Madara.
Yeah. Jeez. Well,
very well done.
Going from bad to worse. They can keep the creep wave out for the moment, but backdoor protection is disabled, and this time around they have Baby Knight to do the heavy hitting here.
Yeah, they know there's no echo, so they can just kind of group up on this tower. Not too much threat here.
God, not repel. So good in these situations.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, like as long as the Guardian's Angel is up and he combos it with repel, the Diffusal Blade's not even going to do much. So it's a hard knock life.
Absolutely. Shadow Fiend BKB. This is feeling like they're just sort of putting themselves in the position to finish off this game, but Finem certainly still have the capabilities to deal with it. Is it just about jumping the Omni Knight at this point? Do they have to take him down at the start of the fight, or is there anything else they can kind of do?
That certainly seems like the dream scenario. But he's got his Greaves now, so if they want to lead off with a silence, that's not going to work out too well. It's probably going to have to come down to maybe next time on his Shaker. That's probably what the whole game's honestly going to come down to, is some sort of giant wombo combo play. They can set that up, maybe into the Firestorm too. We are still dealing with percent-based damage. And this BKB from Baby Knight just very well timed. But an Octarine Core here from Thug too, so similar tank ability coming out here for the Radiant side. The next fight, though, even if it comes soon, they're already at such a disadvantage right now. We're climbing up to 15k here for Cloud9 as they just rip through these neutral camps, rip through these lanes, gold pouring into every one of their baskets. I don't have too high of hopes for Finem right now, but some glorious plays perhaps could come out.
Yeah, it's what you got to dare to dream for at the very least. There's certainly been able to pull it out in the past. See if they can do it here again today. Buyback status also definitely going to be important going into these next couple of fights, and only Madara currently has it on the side of the Radiant, so everybody else is going to need to get to farming the best of their abilities. But hemmed in inside their base, it is not going to be easy.
Yeah, and Ace, he's had an Octarine Core queued up for a really long time, but now he just goes ahead and buys up a BKB. Just something that he can use relatively soon, has the gold for it. And that kind of signals that C9 are looking to go. All right, top lane, they've used a Helm creep, and they're going to try and go for a gank here, it looks like. Using that Helm into the side shop.
But they immediately spotted out.
Wow, what a ward.
Jeez.
That is so funny.
Ace?
So they know they're all there right now. Ace is going to try and bait this. They're bringing in everyone. Are they smoked? No, they're just running.
Oh, God. All right, well, there comes the ulti out from Thug. He's going to be able to be kept alive for the moment. They're all stuck in a corner and no way out for the most of them as they try and jump out and away. Noya is going to get jazzed upon. They have the Omni Slash on the other side. Going to be able to almost bring down Baby Knight. Oh, good Glimmer Cape from Rise. Able to keep his buddy alive. Baby Knight still trying to run, and they are going to continue the chase up on the top side of the fight. They have already been able to bring down Noya with Thug, and Ace is able to kill off Spartan over here to the side. Madara in trouble. He is going to end up falling. The Glimmer Cape from Rise saving the day. That probably would have been able to take down Baby Knight. Oh, man. Clutch stuff.
That was a YOLO play gone so wrong, but, you know, they had to try something.
Yeah. Madara doesn't even get off the fissure now, or excuse me, maybe next time doesn't. Madara probably won't get off much more than that, as Ace is going to be able to chase down Skylark. Look at him trying to man up against this Shrine and all. It's not nearly enough, though, and they are going to run away. Back for the moment. Rise still being ran at by Thug over here. Skylark is just dropping so quickly, and hell, maybe with the Shrine help they can turn this fight back and around, but they don't have Omni Slash, so it's quite difficult. But
yeah, they get the melee racks. Not really worth the risk of heading back high ground and getting delayed on exit strategy away from Echo Slam, as maybe next one will be back relatively soon, so they just head in towards the Shrine. We've now been quite a while since that last Roche. So it might be time for C9 to just say, okay, you guys, we got gold from that racks, from that fight. Start thinking about your next item. Frame up towards it. We'll grab Roche, and we'll just try and close this game out here. Cloud9 consistently showing some good poise, you know, in the past couple of legs. But that first day was pretty rough. But yesterday looked really good.
Yeah.
So, again, showing off some stuff here today.
Yeah. It was Vega that they brought down, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Or I think it was.
From yesterday, I don't even recall. Let me think here. So I have it open right here. We had Vega and we had Alliance. Both. That was 2 days ago. And yeah, yesterday was Vega, and that was the 2-0.
Yeah.
They were the only 2-0 of yesterday, I believe, and we had
Yeah.
other 1-1s.
Yeah, well, showing up their stuff. Meanwhile here, Spartan trying to run away. It wasn't ever going to happen as Baby Knight finds that kill. And, well, making this look good here. Despite the initial woes, as you said, Cloud9 came to play. They're showing up.
Yeah, they look fantastic. Ace was just handling another game to try and go crazy on a Timbersaw, and he did it again.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that was in the first phase, if I'm not mistaken, as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was the answer to the IO Underlord.
People thought that this hero went away, but still quite strong and able to keep these creep waves pushed out now. Can go back to the Octarine Core if he wants to, but already just this whirling machine of terror.
Just some of those heroes that's, I don't know, you spot like who their offlaner is going to be and you just pick Timber. And
Yeah.
if you want to throw him the safe lane, then the one downside could be that, you know, maybe you don't have a secondary true hard carry. So if you can draft into a lineup that can somehow abuse that, whereas they only have SF, who's that big right clicker, maybe some good high ground defense, because we know Timbersaw always struggles with that going up into the high ground, actually punching buildings.
Yeah. Maybe
Not
Coddle's
really
the
been an
answer.
issue, though. Yeah, call. I mean, even Shaker in itself is a decent answer from Finem. It might have been something they were thinking to try and, you know, swing this game around if they ever felt behind, trying to pressure at towers, knowing how long it would take even as a unit for Cloud9. It would take a while to pressure even a tier 2. So it could have been one of those windows for someone at 20 minutes, like a Shaker getting that early blink, which maybe next time was able to do to potentially fight into. But that opportunity never really happened. We had sort of this weird split push phase where, despite having the global abilities on the side of Finem, they still couldn't handle the fact that it was just a Timbersaw and an Omni. Like, what are you going to do? 5-man Uber your way down into just a Timbersaw? And then this Omni Knight still just punching the other way. They couldn't punish Omni at all because he could just repel TP.
Yeah, it did feel like the Omni Knight was sort of the cherry on top of a very solid draft from Cloud9. And of course, like, you know, you can ban out the Viper, you can ban out the Sniper, but it still leaves the Shadow Fiend in the pool, or a couple of the other heroes here that are just quite strong at being able to hit buildings and become, if not tanky, at least survivable. Very, very hard moment now for Finem as they contemplate what it is that they need to do to try and pull one out here. They're certainly a team that never gives up. And for you at least, what would be like one of the big plays that they could do? Is there trying to go for that helm creep type of shenanigans again?
Well, with Roast now being gone, that window's gone. It really just comes down to some sort of a giant Echo Slam, perhaps a relocate into the back lines if they can maybe find an Omni Knight that way. But they would need some sort of a stun into an Omni Slash. He has 18 armor. It's a 25,000 gold. Okay, it's almost 30 gold. 30k at this point. Like, it's not really many things you can try and theory craft about this one.
We have seen comebacks that have been bigger before, but yeah, it's feeling like you're asking
are they
for a
comebacks or throws at that point?
That's
the real
enough.
question. You know, there's a fine line there when it's 30k.
To be fair, this is Cloud9, but they've proven that, you know, not dealing with the same woes that they've had previously. Completely at the very least, as everybody TPs down to the bottom shrine and ready to try and make a movement to see if they can find somebody to pick off. It's worth noting that as far as vision is concerned, Finem have been doing a good job of keeping themselves from getting too bogged down. They've still been able to farm around the map, and they actually have pretty good ward vision all around the place here. Do we actually have a gem anytime soon by anybody? It looks like there hasn't been a gem purchased.
Yeah, not a particularly necessary game. The only big thing, I guess, would be the Glimmer Cape that Rise has.
Meant more in terms of like shutting down
Spartan too.
Like shutting down the vision of Finem by Cloud9. But
yeah, I guess I'm not sure if the value is quite there. Rise has been kind of poor. Plus, he really wanted this BKB, so we can finally do a nice let it go kind of moment here.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you can only cast one spell and let it go with the current build he has. He doesn't have any flat int.
Uh-oh. Skylark is not looking healthy. Is going to get the Guardian Greaves, the Shrine. Hey, he's able to survive through that one. All right. Things are going, well, not great, but they are pushing along the top lane as well while this is happening. They're going to actually have to come back and probably pop Exorcism in a second. A long cooldown again for the Fissure. Maybe next time, waiting for his moment to jump into that. Of course, Echo Slam is ready to use. And they hold at least their barracks for the moment, although the tier 3 did go down. A nice crush. Connects onto several. Fissure keeping the rest of them out of there. Noya left alone here. Does have a 4-staff if he needs to get out, so we'll be able to make the escape. Ace jumps into the middle of all of them, pops his BKB, trying to stay alive. Baby Knight is just hitting away on the tower, though. They aren't really able to deal with him. Ace is just a big meat shield right in the way of him. Echo Slam again, ready to jump if they want to go for it. As the BKBs are almost down. Requiem of Souls comes out. That's going to break the Blink Dagger. They can still chase, but it's feeling pretty rough from them for the moment. They have used the... Oh God, Guardian Angel comes out. It looked like good okay for the second, but maybe next time jumps in. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Baby Knight actually is going to go down there, and Thug ulti is still dropping as well. Ace getting ran after the Omni Slash onto Hestejo, almost able to find the kill. He eats the cheese, staying alive, 4-staff away, and, well, still maybe next time making these plays for his team, trying to get him out of there, buys back into the game. Now Skylark controlling them up. Thug still dealing a lot of damage to Hestejo and everybody else getting healed up from that Spirit Siphon, but it's not going to end up being enough. Eul's Scepter back in, damage is there, and Thug goes down, and everybody from Cloud9 still alive.
Question is, can maybe next one clean up anyone else? I feel like he's going to snipe someone the second I was trying to start talking, but okay, we're good. This whole fight, I think, really exemplifies why this draft works so well and how you can really make that safe lane Timbersaw function. Because talk about how it means you don't get a secondary right clicker, but they have this Omni Knight just sitting on Baby Knight the whole time, and as I said, Ace is a tank. He's just in here. He's disrupting any sort of initiation on top of Baby Knight. They can't deal with him at all. And yeah, he's not hitting buildings, but Baby Knight, he's got a Butterfly, he's got BKB, he had an Aegis, he's got an Omni Knight backing him up. Noya with these amazing crushes as well throughout these fights.
Yeah, doing
I say that as he whiffs a massive crush.
Well, these things happen. In the meantime, though, they killed off maybe next time, so that's a dieback for him. He's gone for 50 seconds, and, I mean, they'll get the relocate out, but at this point, it's GG. And at Finem, they looked good starting out. It was a little bit rough in the mid-game, and it went to even further rough as the game continued on. And Cloud9 take game number 1. So, Trent, is this something where you need to think about the first phase ban on the Timbersaw? They probably are still going to want to take the Meatball out of the pool, considering that Cloud9 have run that a lot. But are those your 2 first bans for Ad Finem?
I think if you really want to keep going with this whole IO Underlord thing, then it is an okay situation to get rid of that Timbersaw. Because he's too good against both of those heroes. He's very good against the whole general strategy and idea of it as well. But Cloud9, man, they played so well around this DP IO Underlord sort of a strategy here. That mid game was perfect from Cloud9. The way they just split up, they just didn't fight them 5v5. Maybe the tier 2 mid, they could have fought them at that one point, but they let that one go, so that was a nice little win for FNM. But then they went high ground, and it was just a complete massacre there. So looking forward to game 2 to see if FNM will once again bring this strategy out, or maybe we'll head in towards that Necrophos once again. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Game 2 will be up very shortly. There were a lot of heals, a lot of damage dealt in that game, and obviously Cloud9 ended up coming out on top. Again, Lyrical as well as Trent Pax, your 2 commentators. We're over here in North America, so still everybody getting our caster juices flowing. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, but keep on following Starladder iLeague Star Series Season 3. We'll be back in just a little bit.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting